Hi. Thanks for joining me. If you have, if you haven't, don't worry. If you are here, though, I'm just checking that I'm actually live in the group. But if you are here, leave me a message and so I know that you're there. Okay, looks as though it's working okay. Right, May the 3rd, finally our new catalogue has been released, and some of you will have your copy. Some of them I think should be arriving tomorrow in the post. If there's anyone that still wants a copy, then just drop me a line and I can sort that out. Okay, there's lots of nice things. This is the Hues of Happiness Suite, which is actually at the moment one of my favourite suites in here, and it was the one that I bought on our pre-order as a demonstrator. You get to order a month in advance so that we can then show you some of the products, but we only get a limited amount of products that we can order, and this was one of my favourite ones, so I'll show you some cards from that in a moment. But just thought we'd have a quick look through the catalogue for those of you that haven't got yours yet or haven't looked online at the PDF. Again, some more really nice samples from the Hues of Happiness, so it's quite a lot in here that you can do with just that suite alone. Okay, now for anyone that's seen our catalogues before, you get a very useful table of contents and a list of what all the icons mean. Okay, so there's all sorts of products, our lovely coordinating colours in everything. I say it all coordinates so nicely, and which is one of the things that really drew me to the Stampin' Up products in the first place, being able to have a card and ink and ribbon and things that all match, rather than thinking, oh, is that the right shade, does that look okay, and then finding I've got half a dozen different pinks or greens that don't really go with anything. Okay, the kits collection is a really good line if you're wanting just a box of cards to make. You know, if you want to take something on holiday, the kits have everything in them that you need, and they make great presents as well, whether that's for, yeah, there's some nice ones that children would like, and there's others that are more adulty. Some of them are male orientated, so it's really good choice on that. Okay, this one's one of the first. I've got a shadow over it, so I'll try and move it. Sorry, the lighting's not great tonight. Tea Boutique. It's cups of tea, basically. You know, I'm not a great tea fan, but this one's quite sweet. And got the stamp set and the dies to match, and then you've got some cards and envelopes there, and some really pretty designer series paper. Actually, some of that would make brilliant cards on its own with just a sentiment, but again, as usual, there's always some examples for you to be able to look at. And so that one, I think that one's going to be really popular, especially with the Jubilee coming up and people having tea parties and stuff. So again, one of the favourites carried over is the Pansy Patch. And some really nice dies on this. I don't know if you can see these. So I was just waiting for the film to catch up. They're like, they pop up slightly, so they don't cut the whole image out. You can probably see better on this one. And then you lift certain parts, so like the dragonfly's wings and the butterfly's wings. So they're quite pretty, really. Something different. We've got quite a few different ones. Big letters. Big. Get it in the shot. Big sentiments. This one's another one that's carried over, and again the daffodils from the January to June catalogue. If you're into shells and things, there's a nice set there. Nice palm trees. There really is all sorts in here. For just trying to find some of the things that I like a lot. This greeting set here is Go-To Greetings on page 26. That one I'm just waiting to arrive, but I think it's a really nice set. Though it's got obviously a number of happy birthdays and thank yous and stuff, they're in different fonts, different sizes, so it's really pretty. There's obviously a bit of Christmas stuff in here, but not a lot, because we'll have that one come out a bit later in the year. One of the new punch sets is this songbird. I don't know if you can see and there's already on Pinterest, there's already lots of punch art that's being used with this, so that's always interesting to see what people make out of the punches. Okay, another suite is Butterfly Kisses. As you can see, big butterfly set. There's some paper. It's quite busy, so you'd need something. There's lots of samples, but you'd need something quite plain with it. I think it's a bit of it's not my favourite set, let's put it that way. It's a bit busy compared to some of the butterflies we've had before. This is a nice set that's carried over. Say this is one also that's carried over. There's a couple of holiday bits. There's if you like making gifts, Christmas or table favours, there's a cracker treat box die. There's one for maybe for younger cards, children's cards, and nice happy forest friends. These are really quite cute. Some nice designer paper to go with those. There's a new mystical set. So you've got a dragon, flying horse and the mermaid. There really are all sorts of sets in here for covers everyone. There's Abigail Rose. This one's in neutral colours, and it's really quite pretty, and you can always add a pop of colour to it. You can see the neutral colour collection, and some nice stamps, and again you've got the dies to go with that. This is another one of the sets. It's the suite, so it's a wash with beauty, in beauty. It's a bit more watercolour, more delicate flowers maybe than the Hues of Happiness. And again, you get as a stamp set and dies for that one. What else have we got? There's quite a few things that have carried over, so that's always good. We've got a new man set. He's the man. In this designer series paper, there's actually some, I think they're cut out pieces. I'm not sure whether they're adhesive or not, but I think you get 2 sheets of the cut out bits. So you get things like tools and a barbecue, I think different bits and pieces, and then you've got the stamp set, and there's dies to cut round those. There's also Brewed for You, nice beer set. It's quite good actually. It's a good one for mail cards, certainly. There's lots of hobbies and recreational things, and don't we just love the vintage tools? I can remember using one of these with my dad when I was little. My dad was a carpenter by trade, so he had all the tools. And there's some nice animals. I mean, there really is something in here for everyone. Unfortunately, there's more than one thing for me. I quite like most of it. Again, some really pretty DSPs. That's the Sun Prince suite. There's lots to do with the seaside, lighthouses, waves. So some really quite good ones on that. Hello, Catherine. You having a break from doing your dissertation now? Okay, so all of the colours. Again, we've got the new 2022-24 in colours. Every time we get a 2-year colour block of 5, which is the colours that are on trend. It's just to really keep the collections that we've got up together, and sometimes when they have a colour refresh of all the main collections, some of these will get put into them. They're really good. Just trying to think what else might be of interest to some of you. There's some crackers made out of all the different DSPs. So yeah, there's some really nice little gems and ribbons. So that's the catalogue. If you haven't got a copy and you want one, let me know. Okay, going back to the Hues of Happiness, I've made a couple of cards today, and I've got a card to put together, and most of it has been, I've hardly done any stamping, in fact, other than sentiments. I've basically been using the dies and cutting out the different flowers, and this is what you get left. so you can cut out the flowers and the leaves, so it's really good. And this is one of the cards, and it's got these really pretty glossy dots to go with it. This one's another one. So this is one of the it's like a stitch die. So that's really pretty. I like these, the colours of these. This is one of the dies, this piece here, and it's a bit like those pop-up dies that I was showing you, where you've got little tiny like petals. Can't put my pokey tool. And some of them pop out and some of them poke up, just to give it a bit of dimension. But that's quite pretty. So that's that one. This is the stamp set, Happiness Abounds. It's got some really nice sentiments on there and some really nice images that would be good for colouring with the blends, with watercolour pencils, you know, even stamping tone on tone onto DSP and then cutting them out. Yeah, so now this is one of the new stamp sets. It's a photopolymer, so it's clear, and instead of there being a drawing on one of these bits, Stampin' Up have started now putting them on the actual insert. So when you use them, you can put your stamps on to the corresponding image, and it's really easy then to see whether you've lost any or not. I lost one of the dies earlier today, this one in fact, and I searched the whole place. I knew I'd only had it in here, so it had to be somewhere. I did eventually find it in a drawer. So yeah, so it's really handy, that is, to know whether you've got everything that you need. And I do need one of those. Okay, so the card that I'm just going to quickly put together, I'll show you all these first. These are just some of the pretty flowers that I've cut out. 3 different sizes. So you've got the big one, a medium one, and then this little one. And the leaves are like this, so they're really sweet. Okay, so I'm going to first of all move that out the way, and I'm going to just stamp a sentiment. I'll do the stamping first, then it won't get in all the, won't get so messy hopefully. Again, with the photopolymer, when you pull them off, they can sometimes stretch. So if you just place it down on your table or on some grid mat and let it just relax a bit for a minute, and then you can pop it onto your block and it'll be fine. And this one I'm going to use as Gorgeous Grape. I do love purples. And I'm just going to, I don't know if you can't see that, can you? You see that? Just going to stamp it onto my white circle. Before I get any of that anywhere, I shall close it up. And this white circle and the Fresh Freesia one are from Layer in Circle dies, and it just, you've got all different sizes of both, but this one I've chosen so you've just got a little edge. So I'm going to just stick that together. Okay, so I'll pop that out to one side. The base is in Fresh Freesia, and I've taken a bit of the DSP with these tiny little flowers, both in Fresh Freesia and Gorgeous Grape, and a piece of white card which I've embossed. That's the, can't remember the name of that one, it's here somewhere. Painted texture die. So I've just, as you can see, I've just stuck it together. So I'm just going to just glue that up and stick that one on. Okay, then I'm going to take my disc and stick that on there. And now I want some dimensionals. See if I've lost my big ones. The little ones will do. Okay, so I'm gonna place these first of all so that I can just decide exactly where I want to put them, and maybe put some leaves somewhere around like that. So I'm going to stick this leaf down first of all with a bit of glue, just on the edge there. And because I'm only using the tiny dots, I'm going to put a few on. Be better with the big dots, but they've disappeared. So I'll just take the backing off, and I'm going to put that one there, and then I'm going to actually mount this one so that it's got, I'm going to put a dimensional on top of a dimensional to give it some extra height. You don't need them all over like that, just put one there. See, and it will just give it a bit of extra height, but it doesn't make it stand out too much. And then this one, I'm just going to dab a bit of glue, slot it in there. Okay, so that's that card. I was going to just put a couple of these really pretty glossy dots on in this lovely purple. These really are, you can see, they really are pretty. So I'm just gonna put some around. And that's the finished card. So I should be making lots more of these, I think, because they're really, really pretty and easy to make. And I will get the stamp set out and use the stamp set properly at some point. But, so yeah, so that's it. So hopefully you'll all be able to have a look at your new catalogue. If you've received the pack from me, then there'll be a tea bag and a coffee sachet and a bar of chocolate and a wish list, so you can put your feet up and have a bit of me time, so that you can have a look at it. And then you can either order online or you can send me an order and we can sort it out that way. But okay, anyway, I've got a catalogue launch on the 19th of May throughout the day, and one in the evening as well. If you'd like to come to that, then please just drop me a line, let me know which time you'd like to come. I'm going to have my retired stamp sets and dies and things on sale. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it yet, because I've got to sort all of the dies and the stamp sets out, but they will be there if there's any of the retired stock that people want. It may be that I do a special deal, but I'm just coming up with all the details on that at the moment. Okay, well, thanks for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed looking at the cards and some of the new catalogue. I'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.